Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to the BreakRoom. I'm all over the place this week. I played the BreakRoom chat, Instagram or whatever the fuck. I played the intro, damn it, last night on Talking Junk. What is wrong with me right now? Welcome to the BreakRoom. The fucking podcast that comes to you live every Saturday night from Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. And I promise our dialogue is a little better on the intro every week. Just not today.
Just not today.
Good evening, sunshine.
What up, sunshine?
What's
going on?
Good evening.
What's out there? How y'all doing?
Everybody doing all right tonight?
Doing okay. Nice New England night.
Yvette, how you doing?
What's up, Yvette?
Hello.
Hey.
Now tonight we got a pretty slasherific topic. We're talking about some horror movies and their icons. Horror movies, their remakes, and then we're gonna choose who is the better icon. How you guys feeling about tonight's topic?
Let's do it.
Can everybody hear me? I feel like nobody can hear me tonight.
It fits right, but it's the month of Halloween.
Before we get into it, who's everybody's favorite slasher here?
Hands down.
Slasher.
I'll let y'all go first.
Come on, Bane, you're not eager to say anything?
Huh?
Yo,
it's not hard. I'll go first, all right? For the longest, it's
That's
been
a tough one.
For the longest, it's been Chucky. However,
that's a good
one. As far as if I'm comparing to the originals and remakes, which ones do I like? Who do I enjoy as a whole?
As a whole,
I mean, Jason.
That doing this research and watching the originals, I gotta say he has to be my favorite slasher also.
Because he was the most creative at everything.
He was the most brutal too.
Yeah, he always found a way to kill you, no matter what position you were in.
The sleeping bag,
grabbing you,
sleeping bag, the machete to the dude in the wheelchair, knocking the dude's head off in the Manhattan.
Yeah, the harpoon. Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Skewered them.
Oh no, he got the arrow through the neck.
Well, what you know about Jason in Manhattan where you punch dude head off? One hit.
Yes, I love.
Oh no, Jason X, where he puts that chick's face into the nitrogen and then smashes it on the counter.
I wasn't a big fan of Jason X, nor was I a big fan of Jason Goes to Hell.
How do you not like Jason X? That movie's so ridiculous. It's so bad. It's good.
It's so bad.
It was still pretty good,
I'll be honest with you. Jason was really good before he became a supernatural entity.
Yeah. Oh, with his mother. It was only supposed to be one movie.
Well, the first, I think it was either the first 3 or the first 4. He's still humanized in that series.
Yeah, and then he becomes more decayed and zombie-ish.
Yeah, after Tommy puts the rod inside of him and then the lightning strikes it. I think that one is 5.
And dude eats his brain. What was that when
Isn't that Jason Goes to Hell? Because then
I think so.
Little brain comes out of him and goes up
Jason
girl snatch and comes out her belly.
What number was that? Like 8 or
8?
7? Yeah,
8, I believe.
That was the last one before Jason versus Freddy. Because I know we were all hyped at the end of Jason Goes to Hell. Oh yeah, Jason X first.
Jason X first. Then it
was meant to be Jason versus Freddy in between that on the timeline.
Yeah, and then we got the Friday the 13th remake in 2013.
And it wasn't too bad, but
I actually like that one. I actually like the remake because I did definitely kind of like I thought it was terrifying when Jason ran. It was it was more terrifying, and it kind of explained that it's like he knew the woods and the area, so he can get through it a lot quicker and stuff. So where he's like, 1 minute she's running down the street, and the next minute he's right in front of her.
I think
kind
the
of
most
explains that with his
terrifying.
speed.
Oh hell yeah! But it was more the video game explained that a little more. I think with his little
exactly
vanishing trick. But
the new one,
the new one.
Yeah, that game is
the biggest thing for me, like the scariest reality check for me in the remake was when Jason used the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Word.
It's like now he can kill you from anywhere.
Oh, just wait till the one there where he picks up a gun.
No,
that's when they'll lose the plot. They can't be.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's what I like. That's why I like the movie Terrifier so much. Because I just love how it's like it was all practical weapons, and then when he fucking broke or he couldn't find his wrench, he shrugs his shoulders and pulls out a 9mm out of it and fucking shoots the chick in the face. I was like, that's.
And the guys
you weren't expecting that.
Expressions were the worst.
Oh yeah, terrifying.
If you guys ever played the Friday the 13th game on the PlayStation,
yeah, for Gun Media. Yeah,
I like how they bring out like his barehanded killer side because like he could choke you until you breaks the larynx.
The one from part 2 where he has the sack on his head.
Say it again.
Yeah.
The one from part 2 where he has the sack on his head and the one eye cut out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty.
But
before he had the hockey
is...
mask, he made the hockey mask iconic.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Biggest staple in horror today is the hockey mask. I think outside of Scream because that mask.
Scream mask is pretty
Ghostface.
All right, so why don't we just get into this whole shit real quick? We're gonna start off with one of the first slasher films. Well. One of the first slasher films that counted, because I don't know, there might have been shit before this, but who knows? I'm not a historian. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a 1974 horror film produced and directed by Toby Hopper. From a story,
Hooper.
Remember,
and screenplay by Hooper and Kim Heckel. It stars Marilyn Burns, Paul A. Parshin, Edward Neal, Jim Slowdow, and Gunnar Henson, who respectively portray Sally Hardisley, Franklin Hardisley, the hitchhiker, the profiteer, and Leatherface. The film follows a group of friends who fall victim to a family of cannibals while on their way to visit an old homestead. The film was marketed as being based on true events to attract a wider audience and to attract a subtle commentary on the era's political climate. Although the character of Leatherface and minor story details were inspired by murderer Ed Gein. The plot was largely fictional.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the fucking original still holds up till today.
Oh yeah, and like the best part about that whole entire thing, there was only less than a pint of blood used in that whole entire movie.
A real pint of blood?
Like fake blood. It was literally, because like that's the best part. It's all psychological and fucking until you see like the actual blood at the end.
There's a lot of screaming and yelling and running around.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do all the
tripping as they try to run away.
Trapped in a house, being hunted.
Yo, I gotta
scary.
say,
It's scary as fuck.
The scariest thing is what Jason used to always do. You running away like, oh shit, he's not gonna get me, and motherfucker's right there. Like you breathe and he's there.
Well, this is what kind of separates everybody because Leatherface is not like
your typical slasher.
Myers. No, he's not. He's gonna fucking kill you however he can, and he's a fucking maniac. On top of that, he's definitely gonna wear your fucking skin.
Saw Halloween Kills, and I did not like it.
It didn't like you.
It doesn't matter.
Now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre had Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, 3, which was Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Return of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Night Generation, and American Massacre, No One Will Survive. And then we saw the remake in 2003 with
all those movies. The only ones that, yeah.
2003? The one with Trace.
I mean, 2013.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, damn, that was that long ago.
All those, but
I remember
all
that one.
those,
That was pretty bad.
Well, it looks like they had a few remakes then.
They made a lot of Texas Chainsaw.
They had one in 2003. They had one in 2006 called The Beginning.
Yeah.
And then the one in 2013 with Trey Songz. And then there was one.
Then you got Leatherface didn't come out yet. But Leatherface is a continuation from the first movie. Huh?
Is it?
Yeah.
There was one that it says it was made in 2017 called Leatherface. But the one that's coming out in 2022 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. That's the one that one's the one that that's going to be based. If you only watch the first one, this would be the true second one, or the true third one, I believe.
None of them are going to be canon.
No, because it's like realistically, when everybody thinks fucking Leatherface and stuff, as far as the originals go, it's only 1 and 2 that people are familiar with. No one ever talks about the other fucking ones, like the fucking because those shits are all garbage. The one that everybody does forget is the Next Generation, where it had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Well, it's safe to say that none of these sequels or reincarnations to date, because I don't know about the one that's coming out, but to date, none of them are better than the original, and none of them paint a scarier picture than the original, hands down.
No.
There's nothing that it adds more to the lore. There's nothing that adds more to the mystique of Leatherface. They're just not as good as the original.
Absolutely not.
Do we all agree on that one?
Like it was a scary thing to remember at the end of the movie when the person finally got away, and he's at the scene at the back window just with the chainsaw. Like you would definitely not want to turn back around. Like it's like this motherfucker is psycho. Like he's throwing a conniption fit because you got away. Like he's like, fuck, my dinner just got away. My face. That shit was scary. I remember seeing that when I was a kid.
Were they cannibals?
Holy shit.
Yeah, they were.
They were cannibals. Just like Wrong Turn and Hills Have Eyes. They ate motherfuckers out there. You ain't gonna find no Billy Goat just roaming around that they easily just catch and some shit.
I mean, they could, but I'm pretty sure they use them for fucking.
That's disgusting.
You see, you see how big and fucking stocky these idiots are. They're not trying to chase animals. They're setting up traps for sure. That's how they got that white bitch last time.
I forgot glasses,
So what?
So on this one, we all choose the original.
Yeah, I mean, hands down. There's no. They don't even we'll get into on some of these. They don't add to the story or add to the lore of him, Leatherface himself. So it's just it got to be the original. There's nothing better than that one so far.
Yeah.
So timeline wise, well, what do you see that came after Leatherface?
Halloween.
Halloween. Okay. Soup is
Halloween.
the
Mike
timeline
Myers
master on this episode.
Halloween came next in 1978.
See, Mike Myers was okay. He was just a crazy dude with a fucking kitchen knife. He got around like Jason, but he didn't do what Jason did. Like he wasn't as brutal as Jason, but
he was more. To me, he was between him and Jason. I think Michael Myers was more terrifying to me, only because like Jason was more so comical in his kills, where it's like this dude like legit stalked you, and he was the one that would be like, okay, he's still human.
To
In a
me,
way.
he was more like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a real life serial killer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they were all
So I-
serial
Well, yeah.
killers.
Yeah, but Jason was like a hater, and Michael Myers was just like, nah, I just
He
want
was
to
a
kill people.
hater because every time they fuck,
If you ever notice,
Yeah.
he really has like this moral authority in all his movies. Where
What
it's like,
can't fuck,
Yeah.
Dre? Who's
Well,
gonna fuck
if
that?
you think about it, no, it's not about him not being able to fuck.
Nobody.
Because there's weird
nobody
bitches
wants
in
to
this
see
world.
that face.
Somebody will fuck him.
I mean,
There's a
it's
couple
no,
of
it's
bitches
because
from the hill
the
that will
lifeguard,
fuck
the
him.
lifeguard is the reason why he died, and the lifeguard was trying to get some pussy when he was drowning.
Exactly.
He's gonna hold that
They
grudge
were
for the rest of
fucking,
his
so
life.
he's against it.
So he's like, oh, your priorities should be in order and not worried about having sex. And if you're trying to have sex before marriage, I'm gonna kill you.
all right.
Yeah, especially when
That's
a
Jason.
little ugly child is fucking drowning.
Yeah, but like, he was a kid.
He looked like he looked like a motion version, like a live motion version of fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like that
That's
shit
the
looked horrendous, yo.
mother's
I used to
fault,
laugh.
That's the mother's fault too. You're homeschooling your child. You know he has issues. I understand you're the cook in the summer camp, but why are you enrolling him in said summer camp? And why are you letting these teenagers who, let's face it, it's the 70s, and everything was all about sex and weed at that time. So they're fucking and they're fucking getting high.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
if you really want your kids watching, I don't think so.
Like in the 70s, you wouldn't want to come back like, oh, hope everything went well with the babysitter. Oh shit, she's fucking somebody on the couch, and the kids are just wondering where's lunch, where's dinner.
Like
you gotta go.
Our parents definitely didn't, like, they grew up in an age where it was just like you were able, like, there was so much shit going on where it's like as time progressed, it just gotten worse where you can't do certain things. Much freer back then.
Yeah. My uncle had an abandoned building filled with like stray dogs
Yeah.
back in the days, just taking care of these dogs. Let him do that now. Karen's gonna come. Like, excuse me, sir.
This is a
calling the
health
police?
hazard and a danger to my children.
I feel threatened.
But I mean, as far as
Dre,
remakes,
can't hear
triggers
you,
me
Dre.
3
I
blocks
don't know
away.
why.
now,
Talking, but I can't hear you.
what's better, the original Halloween or the Rob Zombie Halloween?
Well, before we get into that, let me let some of these people
Hello?
over Flow City
And then on the fucking
on the mouse.
everything.
It's okay. Okay.
No, it's not okay.
Halloween is a 1978 American independent slasher film, directed and scored by John Carpenter, co-written and produced with Deborah Hill, and starring Donald Pleasurance
What the?
and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Pleasant.
He needs drinks.
Whatever.
In his system. Could you have that?
The plot tells about a mental patient, Michael Myers, who was committed to a sanitarium for murdering his babysitting teenage sister on Halloween night when he was 6 years old. 15 years later, he escapes and returns to his hometown, where he stalks a female babysitter and her friend while under pursuit by his psychiatrist. Now, first of all, let me just start by saying he has the most gangster psychiatrist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Gangster.
So as soon as she figured something was going on, she was in that car trying to find this motherfucker. Like, I think he's
First of all, it was a he.
I'm sorry, I said she, he. My bad. I think the
not
slur
seen
factor started working.
Halloween, sir.
I'm drinking, sir. I've been drinking well before the show, so
Well,
the slur
we
factor is
are
starting to slip in.
referring to Dr. Sam Loomis.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Loomis. But yes, like I said, this one, just like Leatherface, however, a different type of killer, is very plausible. This can happen in real life.
Yeah. Has happened in real life.
So it's very scary to think about. Now, here's where Mike's question comes into play. They did a bunch of Halloweens. And we know that Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Didn't they cut his head off in one of them?
Yeah, that would be
his sister.
Halloween H2O.
H2O.
But didn't they say that was like?
She was very manly.
But no. So Mike Myers had switched someone out when he was reaching up to like say something. It sounded muffled because he duct taped his mouth and threw his mask over while he was hiding in the van. So she cut off the wrong nigga's head, and yeah. I don't want,
all right. Well, so from
makes
2
sense.
to Resurrection,
you make sense.
We now know is pretty much non-canon due to the one that came out a few weeks ago, Halloween Kills. That is the true number 2 in the series.
What is?
Halloween Kills.
No, that would be the third. Halloween Kills is the third one.
Okay.
The first, the 1970, it would go 1978, 2017, and then now.
2017.
No, the one that just came out 2 years ago.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in 18.
That, like the 2018 is the true sequel.
Okay, you're right. Yes, I forgot about 18. You're right.
And that's why that's why the 2018 fits so well and why I hate Halloween Kills. Because that movie just pissed me off in some ways.
I didn't mind it. It was pretty good to me. I loved the whole fire department.
No, I get that, but they took away like in Halloween Kills was Michael Myers. That was Jason Voorhees.
I just watched Friday the 13th for the first time last night, guys. Be proud of me.
The first one?
Yeah, it's an iconic movie, but honestly, it's so shitty. The only redeeming thing is the fact that it was his mom.
Yeah, so you haven't really seen a Jason movie yet, then?
That's the second one. No, the third one I've seen. I'm gonna watch all the Friday 13th now since they're up there. But that's the first time I saw the original one, and you can tell that slasher films were early in their fucking development because there is no point to fucking anything. There's no point.
So good though, so good.
No, they weren't. No, yes, they weren't. They were fucking trash. They were so bad. Like it looked like for most of the time they were being killed by the cameraman, and it's like okay. And it really wasn't until everybody died that the movie got good because you're like, okay, who the fuck is left then? And if you don't know about it being his mom, it's a really, really good twist. I forgot that was the case, so it was still good for me. So like the twist is fucking solid, but that movie.
And then you had the double twist. Then you had the double twist where he actually came out of the lake.
Yeah, right at the end, like that one. Then when they did that, I was like, okay, so is this how they established it being supernatural? Because I thought initially until I saw the hands, he was she ha ha all over the place, but not yet.
All right, well, hold on 2 seconds. We got about
I'm forever scared of
5 to 10 minutes before we get to the guy that we keep clamoring about.
Okay.
We still haven't even gotten down to the nitty gritty on Halloween, and we still didn't even tell the people that Rob Zombie before they did this whole remake of the series or re-edit or redux, however you want to fucking
remix.
Yeah, however you want to put it. Rob Zombie did his rendition of it. And,
I haven't seen the Halloweens yet. I gotta see those.
Yes, you do, but here's the debate. Do you actually have to watch all the Halloweens or just watch the first one and then the 2018 and 2021?
I would personally defer to horror knowledgeable folk and ask them which ones to watch and which ones I can skip. Because, like, I want to see Jason Goes to Manhattan just because of the absurdity, but I know I don't need to watch it.
He wants to see that kick that dude.
Dre, we can't hear you, Dre.
So I would think that Mike would probably be the most knowledgeable person here to ask. And we kind of did just get into that whole discussion just before you popped in, where we said that the 1978 one was the true original, and everything from 1981 to 2002 is non-canon anymore because of the 2018 redux that came out. That's the true number 2, and Halloween Kills is the true number 3.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, sir.
How many of those is Jamie Lee Curtis not in? Because I'm pretty isn't she in most of them?
She's in a lot of them, dude. The only one I don't think
so they're not. How are they not canon? Because I always got confused when every time a new Halloween would come out, and I'd be like, "Is this supposed to like track in the storyline?"
It's basically it was basically all in his head.
Like no,
okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
No, it's because like the reason why it goes from the original 1978 and jumps to the 2018 is because those were the only ones that John Carpenter had anything to do with actually writing it.
Okay.
Part 2 and stuff, little by little, John Carpenter he was just like, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. But you could you could pay me to keep my name on it, then keep the John Carpenter's Halloween and just throw my name in a credit as an executive producer. He had nothing to do any of those things. He was just collecting the damn paycheck.
I mean, that's not a bad.
You say it like you were there too, man.
Maybe.
That's why this is why I love Mike. You understand that?
I mean, just interviews and everything and stuff. That's why it's just like. That's why he jumped so far into the future after he got caught after the original one. And he was held in a maximum security, you know what I mean? And then he breaks out, and then he broke out. And
yeah, I think he would give Sylvester Stallone a run for his money in breaking out of prisons. Most definitely.
You talking about Tango and Cash?
No, I'm talking about what was that shit? Fuck, the movie he did with 50 and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I don't.
That B-rated ass
sounds
movie.
terrible.
It was not a B-rated. The first
sounds terrible.
I thought you were actually talking about when he broke out of prison in Tango and Cash.
Nah, that wasn't.
That's a great fucking movie. You never seen Tango and Cash with Kurt Russell?
Never seen it.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it's a great fucking movie.
Escape Plan, where he's paid to go into prisons and break out.
Yes,
I know that movie you're talking about, the Escape Plan one, but I never heard of Tango and Cash. When did that come out?
80s. It's a 1988.
I've heard of it. I just haven't seen it.
Watch it, dude. It's a good fucking movie.
So can we all?
Oh, it has the fuck's her name? Not Alyssa Milano. No, Alyssa Milano. No.
You was gonna say
I forgot the actress.
You said not Alyssa Milano, and then he was like Alyssa Milano.
No, I'm trying to think. I think it was Melissa Milano. I keep on forgetting who else is in that movie. Because he plays like
Riley Reid was in there, I think.
No, Riley Reid.
Yeah, I want to see who would recognize that name.
So can we all
right?
For the sake of the episode, that the original is probably the best because the remake with Rob Zombie is not.
Even though the only thing I'll give Rob Zombie credit is he went deeper into his childhood.
Yes. See, that's what I'm glad you brought that up because we're gonna see that in other slashers. How sometimes the remake will tell more of the backstory on this killer, therefore giving more to the lore.
Yes. Because if I'm not mistaken, this Leatherface movie that's coming out, I think next year, it's actually starting off with the Hewitt family when Thomas was actually a child. So it's going to speak on his childhood and how he became who he is as Leatherface.
A slow descent into
madness.
Craziness. It's more than madness. The shit that this motherfucker does. And then the thought of wearing their skin, like holy shit, that one kind of creeped me out growing up.
Yeah, because that shit's based on practically based on a true life story that happened like 30 years earlier.
Is there a new Friday the 13th movie coming out this year?
No, that this got finished in court.
Jason Rising.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the only thing that Yeah, it's a fan film. As of right now, nothing's in production yet because of the whole legal dispute.
Which was kind of the case, which we'll see with another movie. But right now, let's get onto it because we can't
We
stop
already jumped
talking
off.
about the man himself.
Right?
Mr. Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th. Now, everybody in this episode right now and everybody listening at home is going to be mad at me when I say this, but I truly do not think if we're talking about Jason Voorhees, I don't think we can count the original Friday the 13th.
Facts.
Why not?
Technically, no.
Because it's
Why
not
not?
him killing, it's his mother killing in that one.
Yeah,
But
he
that's
has
like
nothing to do with
because-
it.
No,
So
because
technically,
basically,
Friday the 13th 2 is the very first one.
technically, if you want to go by that, then yes, technically, because the original script for part 1 was only supposed to be a one-off movie. It was not supposed to have a sequel.
It has that kind of vibe to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then they go on and make one every year except the year of the Lord 87. You know, makes no sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say this much: once Jason's mom is out the picture, he becomes a more maniacal killer. Like he becomes
Well,
Jason.
he just becomes
He becomes
killer.
supernatural.
That's what we're trying to say. Well, he doesn't
Yeah.
he doesn't become supernatural so quick. We was just
No,
talking
not
about
yet.
this also. In the first couple of, I think it's 1 to maybe 3 or 4, he's still human for the most part. Deformed,
Yeah, in a sense.
a freak, but still human.
Yeah. But I
I
think
mean,
that's
I don't think we'd be mad at you for like the technicality. Like, yeah, his mom is the killer in the first one, but it's his origin story. Like, it's where everything really starts and comes from.
yes.
So you kind of like it still counts.
I mean, it adds to the lore of Jason. It's like a prequel, if you will.
Because technically, if you think about it, if you watch the original first one, when Jason comes out of the lake and pulls the boat under, technically the girl that's in the boat is technically in she's actually dreaming that whole sequence.
Yeah, she wakes up in the hospital.
So that's when it was supposed to end. And then that's when they figured out a way to do a sequel to where it's like, okay, the mother's dead, but she had a dream sequence, so let's like have her wake up in a hospital and actually this dude literally did come alive from the dead.
And then we'll take
That's
it
how it
5
happened,
years
okay.
later, and 5 years later, she becomes his first victim.
I hate that.
Yep.
Scene. I'm scared of
Yeah,
the
that,
lake.
I remember that he killed his moms.
Every time I see
He didn't
something
kill
in
his
the water,
mom.
I'm like, Jason, it's Jason.
You've been drinking
The
too
girl
much.
in the boat.
All right. Just in case you guys didn't know, Friday the 13th is an American horror franchise that comprises 12 slasher films. A television
Series had nothing to do with Jason.
novels, comic books, video games, and Italian merchandise. Hey, don't kill me. I'm just reading, okay? The franchise mainly focuses on the fictional character Jason Voorhees, who was thought to have drowned as a boy at Camp Crystal Lake due to the negligence of the camp staff Foki.
Even though he looks burned when he comes out of the water.
I added that, but it's true facts. They were fucking. Decades later, the lake is rumored to be cursed. It was dubbed, this is not part of it either, but it was dubbed Camp Blood.
Mm-hmm.
And is the setting for a series of mass murders. Jason is featured in all of the films, which this is lying because, as we just discussed, he wasn't in the first one.
No, he was there.
Yeah, he was.
He popped out of the
He
water.
was a
He had
child,
2 seconds.
dude.
He's in the first one. He's just not the killer.
Yeah,
Wow.
pops up, sort of.
As either the killer or the motivation of the killings. Okay, I can see that now. The original film, created to cash in on the success of Halloween, was written by Victor Miller and was produced and directed by Sean Cunningham.
S. Cunningham.
S. Cunningham.
Mr. Sean S. Cunningham.
Yeah.
The films have
S.
grossed over $468 million at the box office worldwide and was the highest grossing horror film in the world until Halloween 2018 was released, putting the Halloween franchise in the top spot. So, but look at how long
It says a lot about horror films, huh?
Bro, Halloween came out in 1978. Halloween then came out again in 2018, and that was the only time it could beat Friday the 13th.
Yep. That's why.
All those years later, bro.
You got Hellraiser besides that. And,
But you know why that is?
Creepers tried.
Why is that?
Why is that? Is because in chronological order, 1978 is the first one, and 2018 is the second one.
So they fucked us on technicalities.
Yes.
Now, there was a remake of Friday the 13th. They tried to do what Halloween did, but before Halloween. They tried it in 2009.
Yes.
Now, I
that thing several times.
well, honestly, let me tell you, the reboots, if you count them, can't really be counted as reboots. They're really continuations. Because at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy's claw comes out, drags his mask down, and then we get Jason versus Freddy.
Yeah, that was actually the first Freddy and Jason film I saw.
But Jason versus Freddy served as a kind of a continuation prequel because before we got that, we got Jason X, which, as we know, is set in the future because he's in space and gets a fucking technique.
That was great.
Those nano. It was just crazy, man. Nothing could hurt him. He just looked at you like, you gonna die now.
I remember that being on Encore and catching part of it.
Like the kills in that one were crazy.
He even knocked the android's head off too with one punch. Like stupid.
I mean, they were fucking reaching at that point. You know what I mean? The whole new wave
big
was
time.
space, so they had to.
Space. Can you have that?
But then we got the remake.
You gotta worry about everything else plus Jason.
Yes. Yeah. On top of that, and then Venom's out there somewhere. Jared Padalecki and Danielle Panabaker in 2009 made the remake.
Jared Padalecki from Supernatural?
From Supernatural, yeah.
That's funny.
Now, if I remember this right, Mike, and correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn it might have been the Leatherface remake, but I could have sworn that Padalecki was actually going to look for his sister in this. So it was like a continuation of the Friday the 13th series. Like he was trying to go look for his sister who was at the camp and disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And was presumably killed by Jason.
Yeah.
What was that?
Who's opening up condoms right now?
I don't know.
Fucking Talon. Who else?
I'm opening up a big ass sandwich. I went to Jersey Mike.
Is that what they call it?
I told you.
That's what they call it.
That's what they call it now? A big ass sandwich?
That's a fucking crazy name.
In reality, it's a magnum.
Don't be mad at me just because I got food and you do not.
I mean, you just had some.
Hey, you don't have to defend the fact something's going in your mouth, right?
Big ass sandwich.
Turn your mic
We
on.
had some homemade.
Your dick looks burnt, bro.
What is it? Parmesan.
It's just black. That's the only black that you ever see on me.
Stupid.
You see this? This right here
My chicken
kind
wings was
of
banging, right, Tyler?
This is why what?
My chicken wings was banging.
Well, they were banging. But this right here is the reason why
I believe you.
I kind of mistake the plot for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and the Friday the 13th remake because the fucking screenplay writer was the same person that made the reboot for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He also wrote the screenplay for Freddy versus Jason, and he produced. He did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But like we were just talking about it, this remake adds to the lore of Jason, even though you can't get any any further back than his mom, but
because it also showed Jason in the light where it's like he actually had a place he actually had a home, like a home in the woods outside of like that little shack.
Yeah.
So it's like it was just like after he was hunting during the night, he just went back and hibernated throughout for the day.
And it gave it more of a explanation of how he can get through the forest without any supernatural powers.
Yes.
Via
made him more of
tunnels.
definitely made him more primal
and more humanized.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. So
they're gonna make a TV series about the origins of Jason. I can feel it.
We were just talking about that. Didn't they make they just had a TV series, right? But it wasn't.
There was a television series back in the 90s and stuff but it had nothing to do with Jason himself.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about. Well, actually, this would also have nothing to do with Jason himself. It'd be based around like pretty much just the teens and drama and sex at camp, and then Jason will kill them when they OD. You know, enough Jason to make him use the title, and just like Vampire Diaries. It'll be like that. I didn't say it'd be good. I did not say that.
Now,
if you want to do a TV series, you got to make it kind of corny, like the Scream one, and make it a copycat killer for at least the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then
that would work.
You buy the rights and have Jason at least fucking come in on the series finale in the last episode and kill somebody. You know what I mean?
Right? Or when just when the show gets canceled, have him come in and actually murder everybody. No context, just the show's fucking over. Fuck it. They're all dead.
Everybody's dead. That's it.
So I can't believe I fooled these motherfuckers all this time. 4 years. 4 years they thought I was the killer, and he turns around and he gets killed by Jason.
Right? It's like, nah, it's been Jason. We told you that first episode. It's fucking Jason. But y'all thought it was this nigga Gary or whatever from Her. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, that should be crack juice.
Which Jason was it that he had to eat his heart or some shit like that?
That was Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell.
That was
that's
what like Jason Goes to Hell. That's really not Jason because it's just like different people, like swallowing some kind of fucking bodily fluid from the original zombie. And
not all of them swallowed it.
Was it? I don't know. It's disgusting.
Not all of them swallowed it.
Yeah, it was disgusting. The fucking heart was swallowed, nigga. He just ate it.
Yeah.
They violated the zombie one way or the other.
Yeah, because technically after a while, Jason is a zombie. But that's why I think here we can split the difference if you guys agree with me. We'll go the first 3 or 4 original Friday the 13th and the remake kind of solidified Jason as more of a terrifying killer.
Yes.
And a
I will just say this. The more and more that he started, like, the makeup started to deteriorate, the more, like, dead he looked, the more harsher the kills.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Like, don't look at my face. Just see my hand crushing you or fucking the harpoons. Or he was just real creative.
Don't look at me.
But he didn't want nobody looking at him when he was just a regular fucking human either.
No.
Yeah, but when you like
sometimes you can't please people.
When you like that character from
it
the
was
movies,
like
it's
no,
hard.
listen. Jason originally looked like Sloth from the Goonies and that John Travolta character, the man without a face or whatever the fuck.
Oh my
No,
it looks like they fucked and had a baby.
Sure.
Nah, he looks way more like Sloth from the Goonies. Hey, you guys, look at what I can do. Hockey mask.
Don't do
Stab,
that.
stab.
Don't do that.
I mean, he has the freak. Okay, real quick, while we're talking about Jason, one of the reasons why that first movie isn't great is I'm supposed to believe this old bitch stuck a nigga to a door with some arrows? Are you shitting me? Like, what the fuck? How strong is she supposed to be? This is just an old psychotic lady, but she's lifting a full-grown man up off of the ground and stabbing him with arrows to keep him. Nah. That's what made me think that maybe Jason's still around because there's no fucking way that she did that shit.
Let me combat that, bro. Let me combat that real quick with a real life story of a mother saving her child and lifted a car.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard of that one before. She had
A
the
mother's
adrenaline
love.
pumping, and she
I
could
mean,
lift her.
yeah, I can see that, but that's usually hyper adrenaline based. It's not like she's stalking these people and
Yes,
shit.
but
Like
you're also talking about primal rage right now. She's
I
fucking
guess I don't know. She got conked out with some
livid.
simple shit. That's all I'm saying. If you can lift a
All right.
nigga up, then you can also not get knocked out by a frying pan.
All right, so fuck that. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna narrow it down to meth. She was a meth head. And
took a bump before
that's
she
it.
did
That
it.
I'll buy. I'll buy she did some meth or something.
That's how she lifted him. That's how she was able to take all that brutality. And
She couldn't cope with his death and turn to
Because we
drugs.
all
I can
know-
buy that.
Exactly. We all know the only way you're killing a meth head is you're cutting his head off.
She made friends with Tyrone Biggums.
Peanut butter and crack sandwich.
Crack sandwich. You tell anybody I kill you.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm glad you said that, and you made me think of Dave Chappelle because the way my mind works, it goes full circle all over again. And I just want to say I fully support the LGBTQA plus community, but y'all gotta slow down. All right, I'm not just talking about because of Dave Chappelle. I just seen a headline today that said, "Fucking Michael Myers is homophobic because he killed the gay couple in the movie."
Are you fucking serious?
Wow.
Like that wasn't a troll post on the Onion?
That was just like a +2 right there. Like, oh look, you just killed him right there.
It's got to be
Not
good
'cause
to
they're
have
gay.
those be
You
your
killed
complaints in
anybody.
life, man.
Just a heads up, you guys did realize that one of the gay couples was Stuart from Mad TV.
Really? That's hilarious. Michael
Played
McDonald,
by
I think his
Michael
name
McDonald.
is.
Yeah.
No, let me do it.
Yeah, me too.
Did you invite him? Swink.
Come on, guys. Come on, Jason. Come on. He's such a weird ass dude, but he'd be funny.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mad TV. At least part of it.
Calm down.
That was the
What
only
just happened
show
with it?
besides all that could kind of combat Saturday Night Live.
I mean, it's not
You
hard
talk
to
about
combat
Living
Saturday Night
Color.
Live at this point. Yeah,
I mean,
Living Color was top when it came out.
And then
It's hella
SNL fell
90s,
off
though.
really bad.
So now that we got that out of the way, where
Facts.
are
Shout
we
out to
on-
Kevin Thompson, though.
on the who to what?
Soup, where are we on the horror timeline?
The next one is Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984.
Ooh,
Nightmare on Elm
That-
Street.
that's a great movie.
Who the
I
fuck is
know,
rubbing
guys.
their
Are you
fucking?
cutting a
Are you
body or
trying to make
something?
fire, nigga? What the fuck is happening?
Yo, yeah, turn your mic off.
I didn't realize it was that loud. Like, what I'm doing is not actually that loud.
Rubbing some
He's
shit
cutting
together.
firewood.
It sounds like you're about to make some fire with a stick.
Nah, it sounds like he's sharpening a pencil right now with a jagged piece of rock, right?
What's happening?
What the hell you got going on?
You know, sometimes it gets real Neanderthal out here. I don't know what to tell you.
You mean friction based?
The lube dried out.
Yeah, exactly. That was the condom in his hand.
I showed you guys the sandwich. I was obviously gonna
Dry
eat
as
it, not fuck it.
Yo, he stuck his dick in the
the way that
sandwich.
sounded, it didn't sound like
That
you were
shit
eating
was
it. I'll tell you
dry.
that.
He
I
pulled
don't
an
know why
American
y'all
Pie
would
moment.
know
He was
what
like,
dry grinding of a like a
You ain't got
stone
no
$10
does
fee.
mayo in there.
fucking sounds
Yo,
like. That's
he
weird.
stuck his two
Well,
fingers in the sandwich. He
The
was like, yeah, it's still
explanation
warm.
for that is that we
That's it.
do this podcast with you every week for about a year now, and we're on here before and after, so we know what happens with you when the camera goes off.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand what you're saying there.
It's a
Is this
$10
because
fee
we
fee.
talk about your shit pot that you be sitting on, or like
I don't have a
understand.
shit pot, right?
Oh,
But
right.
I won't confirm nor deny that most of the time I may or may not have pants on.
You know what?
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. You got OF running underneath the desk, and you're not trying to act like it.
All right, we're not here to talk about me, all right? We're on the Freddy Krueger.
No, we're not. Not at all.
We're here to talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's
And
a
no more
1980
friction based noises.
See, this is where it gets crazy because it's a 1984 supernatural slasher, as if like fucking 10 of the Jasons weren't supernatural. It was written and directed by Wes Craven and produced by Robert Shea.
That was like the first supernatural one, though, right? Of the slashers.
Yeah, technically,
Yeah.
because by this time,
Because Jason wasn't even supernatural yet.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't become supernatural till after Nightmare on Elm Street came out.
Yeah,
and that was just to kind of
keep pace,
try to even the playing field, and try to.
Now,
yeah, exactly.
It's very, very important to note that these most of these icons that we're naming right now are the modern day Universal monsters.
Yes.
And it took me a while to notice that. Actually, 34 years. I didn't notice that until like the other day. But, yeah,
I've never thought of it like that. That's funny you say that.
Yeah.
Which is why we had the crossover with Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But
there was supposed to be more planned.
Yeah, it would have been fucking sick. Which we got the commercial with Michael Myers and Chucky on the first episode of the TV series, which was fucking phenomenal.
Mm.
He handed Michael Myers a fucking
kitchen knife.
See, I want to know. He handed him a trick or treat basket, a pumpkin. I want to pull it up, but the last time I pulled something up, they took our fucking video down off of YouTube, as if the fucking Talon, the fucking episode we did on curse words never got taken down, and we OD'd on that episode.
Right? Like, what? I understand. The selectiveness is bullshit, especially when they pull it and they technically didn't have reason to do it.
Yeah, it sucks. And it was just because I called Daddy Yankee a pedophile, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Damn.
When you play a fucking song that says,
so I guess that will say whatever since you said it again.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. They can't. I didn't play their shit. They can't take my video down. Suck my
dick. When you show somebody else's video or their music or their sound, you're probably gonna get a strike or get something taken off.
Yeah, see, fuck you. Suck
Well, even if you do your due diligence like you're supposed to when you do that, they can still take it off and just ruin your day, which is such bullshit.
Are we even actually going to the record label and saying, "Hey, can we have permission to play this song?" No, but we're not doing that.
Right?
You're supposed to just put a disclaimer. That's why they do disclaimers.
All they can do is take the shit off of social media, which is the same thing on Instagram. I keep getting reprimanded on Instagram because I keep calling Soulja Boy a bitch on numerous posts. They say it's bullying.
I don't know why saying the truth is so censored nowadays.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it as bullying, okay? I have screenshots, so I'll show you guys later. But we were talking about...
Fuck that.
The first installment right there on Elm Street franchise. It stars Heather Lankamp, John Saxon, Roni Blakely, and Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund.
I forget Johnny Depp.
Was he was in the first one?
Well, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he was.
They named him after Robert Englund, so no, I didn't forget about him. I was getting there. But the plot concerns 4 teenagers living on one street in a fictitious town of Springwood, Ohio, who are invaded and killed in their dreams and thus killed in reality by a burnt killer with a bladed leather glove.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, Scary Terry. Yeah. I'm gonna get you, bitch.
I love that character.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. But he was, when I was younger, he was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Scary Terry?
Really? Because he was the funniest thing I've seen when I was a child.
I thought he was funny too.
Now, looking back at all the horror movies, he's the funniest. But I'll explain it.
He's literally a stand-up horror character. He's trying to do stand-up, and he kills literally at it.
Yeah, but he had a big thumbs down for me. Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky's definitely the funniest.
Chucky has a lot of moments.
It's hard not to when you're just a possessed. You're Steve, Tommy Wiseau, and a little doll. You know, it's hard not to be funny.
He called Dorf Tommy Wiseau.
I added him and said that, and he liked it. I have a picture of this.
That's fucking brilliant, though.
Well, to me, it is probably the most ridiculous slasher film out of the whole trio. I mean, well, out of the whole group. There's not a trio.
Like major five or so.
Yeah, Freddy was definitely the most like imaginative because he had the powers of the dream world.
The whole goal.
Outside of the first one, there's not really a solid Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
which
there's
one?
more than one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Solid.
Yeah, dude, they were all still all good.
I find them all kind of hilarious. I would.
They're fucking all great.
I've only seen the first 2.5.
So they continued off of the story about that kid in high school that he figured out what Freddy was doing, but then they sent him to like an asylum, and then like 2 movies down is when he comes out and he starts trying to like advise like some of the students who may have sounded like they started seeing him in his dreams to like, yo, don't fall asleep, drink coffee, like try to prepare him for that.
Where's that at? Oh, on the Talking Junk page. Why am I not getting those comments in? What's good, Jay? I didn't see your comments, brother. Halloween Killer, awesome movie. Rob Zombie makes good movies. Some of his movies are okay.
Who said Rob Zombie makes good movies?
He made one good song I like, which is the remix to Dragula. That's a fire song.
We're not even.
Outside
We're
of
talking
that.
about his movies, not his remix. Not his.
Yeah, I know. I
movies.
can't really say much to his movies because they weren't that good, so I didn't see many.
No,
I
but
saw
then
like House of a Thousand
no.
Corpses.
House of a
and-
Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects were by far his best movies and the most innovative.
Yeah.
And then it's just like he just fucking did shit just to push and wife him.
Yeah, right. Kind of like a
Fuck your mama.
Kevin Smith does a little bit
Fuck your
sometimes.
sister.
Or Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, I think he and Johnny Depp got a cuck thing going on, and they just do it in movies.
But I mean, at least they're putting their like woman in a movie and she can act.
Yeah.
True.
Like, it makes
Well,
sense.
true.
Or,
Johnny
I'll give you
Depp
that.
what you're
movie-
forgetting is lack thereof.
Johnny Depp's not Johnny Depp. What's his fucking name?
Tim Burton.
Yes,
Tim
Tim Burton's
Burton.
wife can act.
Burton.
Well, his ex-wife.
Yes.
I think they got
Ex-wife.
divorced.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got divorced.
She can act.
She's actually good at acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is a good actress.
It makes sense for him to do that.
Mrs.
Fight Club.
Zombie can't act.
Yeah, Fight Club was definitely solid for her. She definitely had a number of solid roles. I enjoyed her in a number of
Harry
movies.
Potter.
Can I?
She just kind of got overexploited a little bit because she started
the
showing
Harry
up in
Potter role was
everything.
great. She was
Mhm.
great in Harry Potter.
She had that messed up hair all the time. They're like, I don't know why that shit look attractive because you look like a mess.
But did you
Yeah.
see Tim Burton?
He looks the same.
You make a good point, my friend. You make a good point with that.
Can I make everybody mad for a second?
No.
You can try.
Yeah.
Now
you,
you
can try.
The 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, I thought was pretty good story-wise, and the only complaint anybody could have is the way they made his fucking face look.
Yeah.
Jackie Earle Haley played a fucking solid role.
Oh yeah.
Why would that make us mad?
Because I think it was better than the original installments story.
It probably was a better horror film, but like
Yeah.
for what the Freddy films are, like they're not scary, but for what they're trying to be, like they're fucking great at whatever it is they're doing.
Nightmare on Elm Street was the MTV era horror movie.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because so when MTV started getting really big, it was around 1983, 1984. So like, but where Jason was created before the MTV generation, that what we see is now. So it's just like you can see a lot of like influences, like music video type lighting and all that stuff, more so in Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think it attracted people more and pulled them in with their comedy.
Very 80s.
Yeah, the comedy definitely catches you off guard, and then like sometimes what the characters are doing, you kind of make fun of them as well. It's a wonderful roast session.
Yeah.
Well,
And the way he kills him is fucking hilarious.
Tina, where are you, Tina?
The fucking claws out the ear and shit. The video game deaths. I mean, it's all comical, yes, but for the sake of horror, I gotta give it to the Jackie Earl Haley one.
I think low-key Final Destination is also him, and I would have to give it back to the regular Freddy.
Final Destination, if you think about it, and it is fucking Freddy.
Like, it kind of could work if you're just like, we're not going to show Freddy, but we're going to show the shit that he'd be doing.
But have you seen the twist in the Final Destination?
I did not. I didn't get to finish the series because I've switched jobs and whatnot, and I forgot. But I'll make a point to do that because it's this month.
All right.
Wait, you talking about Final Destination?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it?
Do they fight death?
Because people die in real life in wild ass ways that are like in their dreams. In Final Destination, the way that people die, it has to be helped along. Like you'll see like water travel specific path or like a line that's on spouting electricity move to the left clearly, like directly to the left or whatever.
The fucking pigeons just hitting the window and the window crushing that guy. What he's getting at is that death itself could be Freddy Krueger behind the veil. You know what I mean? And nobody's just seeing it. It's just him doing it.
He's just like, nobody likes my fucking jokes, so fuck it, I won't make them anymore. And just start killing.
Well, it's true. But you can, I think the Jackie Earl Haley, the Jackie Earl Haley movie showed that you can make jokes and still be terrifying. And also, it gave him a solid background story.
But also, you got to understand with the Jackie with the remake, they emphasized a lot on him being a pedophile in the beginning, so you wanted to hate the character, and they never wanted you to cheer for him.
Facts.
Right.
Shout out to The Simpsons, by the way, because that's how I actually learned about Freddy, was through like the Nightmare on the Elms taught me about the first horror guys and stuff like that, the horror movies, before I even saw the horror things.
Groundskeeper Willie.
They were solid. Like that shit scared me. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like as a kid, Groundskeeper Willie turned to that big ass fucking spider fucking thing. I was like, hell no. That shit was actually kind of scary to me. Watching Freddy was funny, Scary Terry, funny. But Groundskeeper Willie, he was a creepy motherfucker.
Scary Terry
and
needs his own
get your kids too.
See, but that's where Rick and Morty got to be separated from everybody else. Because who would think to incorporate Freddy Krueger into Inception? That is deadly as fuck.
and they made sure to not get the copyright infringement laws, and they're like, well, you know, we're loosely basing this off an 80s horror movie. Everybody knows what we're talking about.
That's what happens when you got good lawyers and good writers.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, they could try to sue them, but it won't really work.
Parody. I think because they get away with it because it falls under parody law.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so brilliantly done because that's like the between Scary Terry and Meeseeks, those are the only two. If they ever did spin-off shows, I would actually watch them.
The Meeseeks show? That'd be kind of weird.
I don't know if I'd watch a Meeseeks show, but I could see a Scary Terry like kind of. I don't know. I could see some sort of Rick and Morty universe where their focus is. The
way it would be perfectly done is if they did like an anthology, like 30 minutes, where it's like they do 3 characters and each episode's like 10 minutes. So like short little episodes, so you don't have to like kind of force it down, and you give a little bit of each character.
Like they used to do with all the
like Looney Tunes, basically.
What if like even something like regular show? The way regular show does it, like because even Rick and Morty has that same kind of escalation vibe in their shows at times, where it starts out relatively normal and then it can go 0 to 100 very quickly, or it kind of takes time over the episode and then it'll fucking flip that switch. And regular show does the same thing within like 10-12 minutes, and that would be a good way to spin off from that universe.
I say do a Scary Terry show in the same vein as WandaVision.
Hey,
That'd be fucking glorious.
it would. It would.
As
Sign
if
on
it's
the
a film
dotted line,
sitcom.
Cartoon Network. Hell yeah.
That I would watch that. That actually would be quite funny.
Now
Yeah.
where are we going?
I'm home, bitch.
Where are we going as far as Nightmare on Elm Street goes?
I'm still gonna go with the original over the remake.
Yeah.
I like the original. When he took
I
that bitch's
can't-
head from the TV and just shoved it into the TV and shocked her.
That was part
That was
4.
pretty fun.
Yeah, I think
That
I'm
was
gonna
4?
have to go with the Jackie Earl Haley
Yeah.
just because I like the horror aspect more.
Well, see,
I
yeah.
haven't seen the new one, but it sounds like the new one might. Would you all agree that the new one has a better horror aspect to it?
More horror, yes.
But
Okay, so then
The
like,
idea-
maybe it's a better horror representation, but I think the better Krueger is got to be the
Robert
original.
Englund.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
Robert
man.
Englund.
If they gave Jackie a better face, there would be.
Yeah, but like it's
no
more than
debate.
just what Freddy looks like.
But
Freddy is a
it's def-
sadistic son of a bitch. And
See,
like the way that he plays Freddy Krueger, it can almost lull you into a sense that like maybe he really can't be defeated. He never gets defeated. He just makes you think so, and then he does something fucking off the wall evil, and you're like, this guy is fucking ridiculous. He's kind of like
Yeah.
it, except you can't just beat him by calling him a piece of shit.
Well, look at Freddy versus Jason. The movie ends where Jason cuts off Freddy's head and he winks at the camera as he's going into
Yeah.
the water.
Right. Like
Never
he can't
dies.
die. And I think that credit goes to the new one for him actually having a better terror aspect and encompassing
Mm.
what a horror character does more. But in terms of Freddy Krueger specifically, I think it's been established by Robert Englund what that character is. And it's not so much the typical horror, it's his specific brand of maniacal type of horror. And I think that's why he would be better.
He's like a mad scientist. If we were
Yeah,
gonna,
because like the way that he goes into dreams, like it's almost as if he's
Yeah.
trying to figure out the most weird, fucked up ways that he can just terrify people and kill them.
yeah, and
like when
I was gonna say,
Johnny
that's what-
Depp
that's
dies-
what makes him the scariest. Is that the main thing for Freddy is don't fall asleep. You have to stay up because if you fall asleep, he's gonna get you. So that aspect already makes him a different kind of horror film as opposed.
oh, yeah.
The new
He
one
plays
is
on your fears.
exactly, and
And
not like
only that, you
it's
can't
different.
daydream
Like
either.
yeah, you can't don't sleep, daydream, anything like that. That's scary as hell when you really think about it in comparison to like somebody just running around slashing people.
Hmm.
Especially
What's crazy
since
is-
like you can only go a couple days until you start to have literal psychosis. And like
And yeah, you start
nobody
getting
usually
delusional
lasts.
and start seeing shit.
Yeah, and like we'll die. So like you're gonna die. You can't like once Freddy picks you, you're gonna die one way or the other, unless obviously because it's a film and evil loses, there's a way to beat him, but for sake of argument, like that's fucking terrifying. Like it's not gonna be easy. Most people are gonna figure that out. Most people are gonna be fearful and succumb to that. Because he knows the exact fears of people. It's not just like random shit.
Yep.
Like
Once he
pizza,
possesses you, it's over.
like being a sausage on a piece of pizza. That's genius.
Right? Like
Mhm.
that's a whole different level of like I've bought into evil and you're like, I'm gonna be on the fucking pizza.
Right? That shit was funny.
Well,
He's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
ruin pizza, one of the most enjoyable things in life, before he kills
All
it.
right. At risk of getting taken down on YouTube again, I'll just edit it. I'm gonna show a little snippet of the Jackie Earl Haley.
Stop talking shit about Freddy.
We do not own the rights to this.
We do not own the rights to this,
Nice.
but
We do
we
not.
are
We
paying
didn't make
homage.
this at all. I think that's evident from the conversation we've been having. So in context, it should be clear. But fucking assholes.
And
What
the
I've
brain
seen
keeps
in the
functioning
past.
that after the heart stops beating.
Yeah,
It feels like a
Robert
horror
Englund
character.
was
for
the
over
face of
7
Freddy.
minutes.
he's more terrifying.
Way more
Mhm.
terrifying, but there's still comedy. This right here is terrifying comedy. This part.
Nah, nothing about
Dark
this.
King got trained for well over
I'm not laughing, my
minutes.
nigga.
Stops beating the brain keeps
This ain't
functioning
a
for
sausage
well
on a
over
pizza.
7 minutes.
Watch,
But after
listen.
the heart stops beating, the brain keeps functioning for well over 7 minutes. We got 6 more minutes to play.
Like Michael Myers and Jason are laughing at this shit.
Michael Myers can't laugh.
That was
When
Jason.
you tell,
You can just see him moving because body language. He's just going up and down, backwards,
Right?
forwards.
when you kill
Hey, now,
somebody,
Jace, I see your point that he's more like terrifying, and they definitely made a horror movie. Whereas in the 80s, they make a horror movie and they're gonna put titties in it and they're gonna put dick jokes in it, and it's like,
I mean, there
okay,
were
we got.
titties in this movie too, but
Of course,
still.
they're gonna put titties in both, but
There
they're gonna
has
put
to be.
titties for like no, you know, it's the 80s and every movie was like how funny we're at the beach and titties and cocaine is nothing
'Cause-
really serious.
Like a bad plot device ended up becoming a trope.
Exactly.
I just really like the dark humor he used. Because when you're killing somebody in their sleep and you basically rip their heart out of their body while they're sleeping and you tell them, did you know that after the heart starts beating, the brain still functions for over 7 minutes? We got 6 more minutes to play.
Oh shit.
Bro,
that's not funny
shit,
though.
That's
That's scary. It's not
it's
funny.
terrifying humor. You know what I mean? It was funny to him.
I think Scary Terry is clearly supposed to be a mix of both of these here. Because he's over here cussing in a way where, like, when he said, fucking answer me, I was like, Rorschach is interrogating a bad guy right now. And it's like, no, this is Freddy. And then, like, he does that. And, like, I understand what you're saying. It is dark humor, technically, but, like, it's not funny. It's just dark. It's funny, like, how Funny People was funny. Like, that's the level of dark humor that it was. And it's like, that's not going to make you laugh. And Freddy should be showing up on a pizza and making you laugh awkwardly because you know he's about to fucking murder somebody.
I don't
Not
know,
every time, but, like, that right there is not what I would say is Freddy humor. That's just that serial killer monster humor. Like, Chucky would be fucking cackling at that.
Yeah.
Getting a blowjob from his doll mistress or whatever.
Is
How
that
would they do that?
Chuck gonna be stabbing that dude for the next 6-7 minutes. You wouldn't be talking to him.
You guys outrank me in vote anyway right now because all of you guys pretty much say the original anyway. But
well, I see your point though. Like, if you want to look at it as strictly horror and what's scarier, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the character that Robert Englund played is pretty much never gonna be surpassed as Freddy. Like,
yeah,
it's not even just the acting or the face. It's like you're not gonna outdo the master. Like, you don't do
it's
that.
what made him the icon. I understand. Where are we next on this horror train timeline?
Are we going to talk about
when Child's Play come out? 80 something?
Well, no,
88?
87, 88.
Yeah.
84.
Child's Play.
No. We left off.
Child's Play came out in 84. Yeah.
Yeah,
they came out the same year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it came out later.
Wow, I definitely thought Child's Play came out later too.
No, Child's Play did. It came out in 88.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
And the first It came out in 91, 92.
Yes, that was the television
and it was
series.
a mini series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a miniseries.
Yeah, on TV. Now, but
I never saw it because it was Tim Curry, and I had him in a good place, and I was just like, I'm not fucking that up right now, and I just haven't gone back to watch it, but I want to now.
Does this have anything?
Well, I'd tell you
what's
this.
his good place?
If you watch it, you can't watch Home Alone 2 the same.
That is a good question. What is a good place for Tim Curry?
Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay.
But before that, he was Dr. Frankenfurter.
No, I know. Yeah. I know it goes other ways as well. I learned that later on. But I mean, growing up, Tim Curry, like, he had a voice. He would do voice acting. Like, he had a specific place. And I still love Muppet Treasure Island. I fucking love him.
Oh yeah.
And I told you recently, I thought he died. Like, he's an actor I like. No. So, you know.
Yeah. No. Right now, he's like.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I think he can still talk right now though, but it's going on the same way.
He has a slurred
He did a lot
speech.
of theater plays too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theater work.
So what came before Child's Play?
It went from Friday Nightmare on Elm Street, then Child's Play.
Okay, so before we get into Child's Play, let me just say that I forgot to mention earlier, since we just spoke about a Stephen King franchise. He wants to write a novel series about Friday the 13th in the aspect of Jason himself.
Like giving Jason thoughts?
Yeah.
I wonder how many racial slurs he'll give him.
I wonder how many children.
How many coherent thoughts does he have?
Right, like complete sentences.
Why don't you see any black people in the Halloween movies? And they're like, well, there's segregation in the neighborhood. Like there would be no black people living there. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So if they're giving Jason thoughts, I'm like, how racist could Jason possibly be? Right? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, like he's probably in his 70s.
They were at least Spanish, and there was a black person in Friday 13th. I mean,
Jason goes in the hand when he punches his head off.
Well, when he's in New York City, he gonna see everybody.
But before that, too,
before him.
Yeah, one of the campers or one of the camp counselors was.
Yeah.
I remember him from the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so one for what, like 7 hours of movie film?
Movie film?
But this was
movie film for theaters? Like, I don't understand.
This was in the beginning where no minority lasted the first hour of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's a really big trope in Hollywood. It's like you can't have a black person survive. Until
nowadays,
I think didn't LL Cool J survive one of the Halloween movies?
Yeah.
I think that's like the first time or one of the first few times.
But nowadays,
and he survived Deep Blue Sea.
I was gonna say
So
that.
that Samuel L. got
yeah, but they took Sam.
I mean, it's a shark,
They
bro.
took
That's
somebody.
kind of scary.
Yeah, that's true. A horror movie and like a giant megalodon shark eating people is kind of different. But yeah.
It's still the same category. He survived. He survived 2 movies. As a black man, in a situation where everyone else is dying.
Himself the GOAT. He's the GOAT, so it makes sense.
I'm sure he could walk and be like, "No, I'm not gonna die though." And be like, "Well, that's part of the skip." No, and then they just, they're like, "Okay,
somebody
we can
else
change
dies."
It's like I'm sure we can ask Sam to do it. He does so many movies. He won't care. Yeah, shit, I'll do it, motherfucker.
And he dies right after he gives this like motivational speech about how they're gonna survive.
Yeah.
The shark eats him 2 seconds later. It's like, nice job, nigga.
You thought.
I'm tired of sharks on this motherfucking. It's just over.
That shit was funny. It's like, oh, your loud mouth got you killed. That was expected.
But yeah, where we at?
The way he got tore up, that just made it funnier.
I think Chucky might be my favorite over Jason, just because his attitude is so crazy. Like he talks the most shit.
I fucking love him.
So you know what I'm saying? Like all the other serial killers, they're basically mute or they give bad jokes.
Right.
Chucky talks shit.
Chucky showed us that. Chucky showed you that you can be comedic and scary at the same time.
I put Chucky on the same level as the Leprechaun.
When the mom from Seventh Heaven was holding Chucky and she was looking at him and he just goes, "You stupid bitch." That was one of the funniest fucking things I ever saw in a movie. I laughed so fucking hard.
His accent,
"You stupid bitch."
Oh, that was
hilarious.
So now I'm gonna
That's
just
what
say
I
this.
expected Val to say.
This
though.
is probably
right.
Soul is inside of a dog. I expect that to happen, not just be like, no, I'm gonna stay stuck like this.
This the whole supernatural.
One of my favorite lines in any movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He slapped the boy.
Because out of context, it sounds just
when he slapped the boy
like nothing.
That was the best part. I was like, yes, I fucking love
in
it.
the new series, he slapped the little boy that's his keeper, and he shows the doll has grown man strength.
Yeah, he's like fucking
him.
yelling
like,
at him.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Fucking talk to me already.
Exactly. Like, shut the fuck up.
and I like to say that I like the new one a whole lot more than I expected. I was gonna like it because they added a whole new element into it with like technology, and I didn't see that coming.
They made you sympathize with the fucking doll.
What?
They made you sympathize.
He's like, well, I didn't sympathize with no murderous ass doll.
No, I thought you were farting or some shit.
Turn your mic off. What's going on, Talon? What's happening?
God damn, I don't know why this thing is always terrible picking up my voice, but now when I'm doing random things, I'm sorry.
It's like the shit is in the background, like you're in a whole different room talking.
He's working Dick Dash right now, and
why are you always trying to play me, bro? Always trying to bring me down.
I mean, why you got the camera off? You doing something suspicious?
That's why.
Suspicious, eh?
It flashes.
He's trying to take the sandwich off.
Right?
The sandwich got stuck.
That's what they call it nowadays, Miguel.
No comment.
Yeah.
Anywho, when I talk about the Child's Play series, I apologize to you degenerates out there that are listening or are going to listen to this and actually like this series. However, when I think of Child's Play, the original ones, I only think Child's Play 1, 2, and 3. Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky can all suck Chucky dick.
Bride of Chucky was good. All the other ones were
Bride of Chucky was all right.
Shit. It was shit.
It wasn't shit.
They were all shit.
It could have been better, but
why?
It was on the path.
Because of Jennifer Tilly?
No, I'm asking Jason why, because I agree with you. Jennifer Tilly makes Bride of Chucky kind of not bad. I've seen it in parts. I haven't seen the whole thing, but
Jennifer Tilly as a doll is great, but it falls into what Mike was talking about earlier. Who said it? Was it Mike or was it Dre that said it falls into the MTV horror genre at that point?
Yeah, Mike said that.
Yeah, it's not appealing to a person that likes the horror genre. You know what I mean? It's too comedic.
It's like a Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yes. Or a Leprechaun in the Hood 2.
That shit was funny.
No, it wasn't. Shut up. Or Leprechaun in Space. All that shit
laughing at a bad movie.
You know what's hilarious? That's the person who's playing the Leprechaun is the same motherfucker who played the Ewok in Star Wars.
And he played several characters in the Harry Potter series.
Yes, he did, and he also played. He would hate it if he heard this, but I'll recognize him for it. He played the lead role in the movie Willow.
Oh shit, that's right.
That he did. And it was more.
He actually has a series he did on HBO called "Life's Too Short" or something, where he plays himself but like more of an asshole, and it's hilarious. It's really good. Hella Bonham Carter's in it. There's a scene in it where they're supposed to act together, and she ends up getting him put in a trash can. It's fucking hilarious.
Never mistreat a little person.
Never. Child's Play is what we're on now. And that is an American horror slasher media franchise created by Dan Mancini. The films mainly focus on Chucky, voiced by Brad Dourif in the original films, and Mark Hamill in the reboot. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, bro?
No. I did know that for a second.
Okay.
I was thinking about the TV series, and I was like, how if Brad Dourif is credited as doing the voice still? All right. That threw me off for a second.
What?
That I did know. A notorious serial killer who frequently escapes death by performing a voodoo ritual to transfer his soul into good guy dolls.
Hella quick and randomly, too. He does it so fast.
Give me the power, I beg of you.
I thought my daughter was saying that to me when she was like 2 years old. She used to call me Wella. And I used to be like, why did she say that shit? Why did she say Wella?
I told her. But she used to
every
hold
time
her
I'd be like, I'm gonna leave. I'm leaving. And she'd be like, no, Wella, like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did she say that? And he's like, she's trying to take your soul.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's
and then he said it, and I'm like, she can't say all of that. So at the end of it, it would sound like Wella. Like, you know what? Fuck you.
Bella. She's saying Dembella, not Wella. The film has spawned 6 sequels, a television series, and a remake. Comic books, a video game, and tie-in merchandise.
A video game?
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
Hey, I'm trying to think of the Chucky.
Was it like on Super Nintendo?
Probably.
I'm not sure. They don't say anything else about it.
On the Sega CD?
I can find out in a second if you guys want me
to. Or maybe one of those 2-dimensional fucking little handhelds.
GameCube.
Probably.
Did they make it for the Jaguar like they did White Man Can't Jump?
Oh shit, Jaguar. You took it back.
Actually, there's a place around there selling one. It's like $3,000. Apparently those are rare as fuck. So if you got one, refurbish that shit. That's worth some money.
No, the whole purpose of buying one is to not play it because that shit is so fragile and the software on that is so outdated. Like just having it costs more than playing it.
All right, first of all, I'm not gonna lie. I want this game right now.
What game?
Okay. The Chucky game.
The Chucky game?
It's called Chucky's. What is it?
Slash and Dash.
Slash and Dash.
That sounds like something a Chinese serial killer would do.
First of all, it came out in 2013, so we can definitely still get this.
What is it on?
For Android.
The game was originally slated to be released for both iOS and Android devices on November 2000.
I was going to say, is it a mobile?
But was ultimately released only for iOS.
Okay.
About to get it right now.
The game received relatively little media coverage and reviews were mainly negative. Now, let me tell you guys, all you guys out there that are making video games and making horror video games, excuse me. Excuse me. See, this is true. What I'm about to say. Us horror video game enthusiasts would love a fucking Child's Play video game. We would love it.
Like take inspiration from the Friday the 13th game they made. It
pretty much. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
great.
Just find a way as a little doll to crawl around and hide, and like scare your victim before they get killed by a little plush doll that's cotton all in it.
No, just make it an RPG. Play as Chucky, level up. You gotta keep the boy deceived, but you go around town getting revenge on the people who fucked you.
I think it has to be
like GTA.
But when he dies, you gotta be able to crawl over to a store that has more toys, so you can do that enchantment to bring yourself back.
The option for first-person shooter would be great, but I want to see it in third person.
Chucky doll is like a 9mm just popping people.
Yeah, I want to be able to see him running around. You know what I mean?
It would have to be something like Dishonored, where you're doing like tricks and
it would be a cross between Dead by Daylight and Friday 13th. Is Prince of Persia? What the fuck?
I'm just thinking I'm doing those acrobatic kills and shit, and just putting Chucky there, and it's just hilarious to me. And it's gotta be funny,
that's
so.
the problem. Rewinding time is not good.
Yeah, right? You're gonna fucking kill me, bitch?
Time stone your ass.
Right?
All right, so right now we're basically talking Brad Dourif versus Mark Hamill. Now, before we touch more on the original, which is probably going to be the winner hands down, let's touch on the remake a little bit. The remake couldn't fully be a remake. It was more of a reimagining because there's a lawsuit going on right now between Don Mancini and what's his fucking face? Where's Mike when you need him? Where's
Don Corleone?
No. Where is
one of the 5 families?
It's the director.
Chucky's ours, and we'll fucking kill you for the rights, okay?
I'm just gonna say, for the sake of arguments, Universal Pictures.
That's fair.
That's one of the 5 families of Hollywood right there.
I'm pretty sure there's a guy labeled to it, but pretty much they're splitting rights because Brad Dourif not Brad Dourif. Don Mancini owns the rights to his characters, namely Chucky and Charles Lee Ray. But the network owns the rights to the name of the movie, Child's Play. So, thus we have a remake, a reimagining taking place in the modern world. And the Buddy dolls are fully autonomous and fully Bluetooth capable, fully Wi-Fi connectable.
And they're voiced by the spirit of the Joker. So
Yes, which is horrifying. But in this one, they kind of make it almost as if you want to feel sorry for the doll because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's not a it's a defect in the wiring and stuff, but he
you gotta set the evil.
Yeah, he sets it. It's like from Vision to Ultron. You know what I mean?
I think that it's basically saying that AI is the enemy and tech is bad, which I think I can agree with.
No, I think
I can agree with that too.
What we teach it makes it that way.
Ironically,
he didn't learn that stuff by himself. He learned it from the bullies and his owner and all of that other shit.
Yeah,
going on. He didn't just pick it up. You know what I mean? Definitely watch it if you haven't seen it. But
I mean, humans go through that and don't brutally murder, but I understand.
Well, AI doesn't know the difference.
They're not a fucking machine, right?
Right from wrong.
So that's an excuse? That's an excuse? You want to act like a human, you get treated like a human. Okay?
But it doesn't have the iRobot laws of robotics. So, you know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Then that's obviously the fuck up of the humans, and they get what's coming to them. I don't know what to say.
So it's safe to say that the original, in this case, is the best. Hands down.
Always.
Nah, never.
Except for Talon because he's a messer wolf tonight.
No, I'm just trolling. I haven't even seen the new one, so there's no way I could actually say that. I do like Mark Hamill as a voice actor, though. But I mean, like you said, it's really more of a reimagining, and the classics are fucking hilarious. Like I told you, that has one of the funniest lines. My favorite line ever, almost in like movies, is just the way he did that. Because it's the mom from Seventh Heaven, and I grew up watching that because my mom would watch it. So seeing that happen to her, it was doubly hilarious.
Your cousin.
How you raise such terrible children, you stupid bitch!
Yo, Mark Hamill has a great voiceover, and he's done a lot of projects, man. Shout out to that man.
Yeah,
the original,
and Luke Skywalker.
I'm not sure, but I think what you're talking about are the
dolls,
original My Buddy dolls.
Yeah.
The ones that came out when I was a kid. Yeah, they were what Chucky was based off of. But I don't think it was called My Buddy. It was called something else.
No, I think
the Cabbage Patch Dolls.
It was called My Buddy.
Yeah,
you sure.
It was
My Buddy.
It
was My Buddy, not Good Guy. It was My Buddy. It was those ginger looking kids with the overalls and the little three.
No, you're right. They were called My Buddy dolls and not Good Guy dolls. That's the disconnect.
Crazy.
My Buddy.
Wow. You know
they
what?
Were kind of scary because they remind you of the. Oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
They're creepy as fuck because they remind me of the porcelain dolls my grandmother used to have. They could be standing, smiling in one direction, and it looks like they're just fucking following you with their eyes. Especially
it's like the cheap version of Chucky. Actually, looks like the 99 cents.
The
Wish version of Chucky.
I'll show you
the Wish version.
It does.
It does.
It's not even plastic. Just his face is plastic.
Yeah, look at that. Then they came out with the brown skin one, which I find is funny.
Yeah, I can't.
Why the fuck would you find that funny?
You want to
You
go
found
on again?
Rorschach funny. He found that funny. You know?
Right?
Like, don't question me. If I find it funny, either laugh or move on. What the fuck you want me to do about it? Dolls are creepy as fuck at the end of the day. So, like, I do not want to see anything in a cotton body run around, and you don't see shit, but you hear his pitter patter of the feet.
Comments is me, not you.
So
Good day.
I just
Right.
realized in this show that in the Treehouse of Horror, when Bart gets that Krusty doll, that it's a fucking parody of Chucky. I don't know why I never made that connection.
Definitely.
Because I guess maybe they're so distinctly different looking, and it's The Simpsons. So like, I
And
don't know.
also, there was a movie like that too, where all the dolls and toys came to life and were killing the people in the house.
Toys,
Yeah.
Small Soldiers, or is it a different one?
Were you about to say
It's a
Toy
different
Story?
one.
Nigga?
No. I was gonna say Toy
this is a different
Soldiers.
movie he's talking about.
If Mike was here, he'd be able to tell me the name. But now I got.
I think
I think it was around the era of arachnophobia.
Yeah, there was
like
like
Puppet Master. Puppet Master.
No, not
Was it
that.
the puppet?
Nah,
It
it
was like
that.
puppets came to life and started killing people.
Puppet Master
there was
was
no
one of
doll,
them,
like-
but it wasn't that. It was the one with the doll. I mean, the monkey with the symbols.
All
I
right.
don't know that one.
Now we back in.
Somebody's dildo ran out of batteries.
Fuck is happening?
God damn it!
Yeah, like, are you driving a truck right now?
Backing the fuck up.
He's backing up into something like a sandwich.
Can I live? Can I not live?
No.
He's
Can you
trying to
turn
get
off your
into
mic?
the
I'm going
buns
to
right now,
anyway,
and
Dre.
you're bothering
All right,
me.
I'm going to anyway.
Trying to get in
Trying to
between
get that
those
sliced
buns.
meat.
It's like, yeah, you ain't finished that
Bird.
sandwich yet?
This all just sounds like jealousy for what I could be doing, and y'all just projecting what you want to be doing instead of being here. So it's all right.
Yo, what kind of
It's
chips you got
called
to go
the
with that
Devil's
sandwich?
Gift.
Oh,
The devil's
The
gift?
devil's-
Cheetos.
Yeah, it has the monkey with the thimbles.
Yeah. I
That shit was
vaguely
scary
remember
as
that.
fuck.
That's old school, man. That's old school.
You old
I
ass.
barely
You old
remember.
ass.
Yo, I remember the symbols,
father.
but his
Your
eyes
father.
turned red, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know what
His
you're
eyes
talking
turned
about.
red when he was ready to kill.
I never seen that.
From here
I've seen
with
the Puppet
remakes,
Master.
let's just jump to, since we're not gonna do like things like zombie remakes or things like The Thing, because they're good, but they're not iconic.
It has a
you know,
remake.
People, it does have a remake. So if you want, we can touch on it quickly, and we'll touch on Candyman, and then we can decide which slasher is better.
I was more scared of it than Candyman.
Now, it to me,
Shout out to fucking South Park for doing Candyman with Biggie Smalls.
Big, you gotta say Biggie in the mirror.
That's right.
I also just realized this. No, you say Biggie Smalls. You say it 4 times, and then he shows up all pissed off and shit because there's a party for hell going on. It's Satan's Sweet 16, and they keep calling him back to South Park.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Fucking Satan dresses up like Britney Spears as a schoolgirl. Fucking South Park, man. Well, I'm sorry. Let's continue back to it.
Maybe we gotta do an episode about Trey Stone and Matt Parker.
Yeah.
Yo, that would actually be dope. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, 20 years plus, man. I can't believe they're still doing it. Fucking lucky they never got canceled.
And they got Broadway stuff, movies that they did, the stuff they did before South Park.
Yeah,
The
they got
fact that they
They
did
joined
acid
up-
and
they
went to
joined
a
up with
award
the Monty
show
Python
in dresses.
touching on it.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to Freddy Krueger. It all
Touching on what?
It goes back to touch on Freddy Krueger.
But what are we touching?
Oh, you're touching Freddy.
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
What's it? What are we touching though?
A clown.
What's it? What are we touching? Because I'm not just gonna touch whatever the fuck. What are we
Damn
touching?
it. Whatever you're touching off camera, motherfucker.
The phone? The mute? So y'all
Whatever
don't
you're
be
still
saying
groping.
shit? Like I
No,
don't
you're
understand how I
sandwich.
can't win.
Whatever we can't see.
All right,
live.
go ahead, mute yourself. Whatever. That's because you're taking a big bite of that hoagie over there.
Yeah,
He's not taking
delicious.
bites. He's just shoving it in his mouth.
But it, I think, goes back to like the same thing we were talking about with Freddy Krueger. Pennywise in the 1990 TV miniseries rendition was scary, but he was more comedic than the movie series from 2017 to 2019.
Yeah, he's a clown.
He definitely comes off more like a clown.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Bill
he's supposed to be a
Skarsgård
clown.
is a very, very olden days type of clown, and he's very, very fucking scary and creepy.
It's because of the way he contorted his
You
face.
saw a clown with a balloon and a fucking storm trainer in the street. That'd be scary.
Hiya, Georgie.
Oh, we're talking about it now.
Hey, Georgie's back in the chat.
Just because we didn't have the timeline master,
Yo, Flo too.
and we just finished talking about Chucky.
Oh, okay.
Missing.
Talking about floating. You want to float with us?
And
I like
we
the
got
original
the
television
timeline down,
series.
but we didn't get all of, like the directors and history and everything. So like the lawsuit for the Child's Play, or the original versus the new one.
Oh, I hated the remake.
Yeah, why?
Child's Play.
Really?
What'd you hate about it?
Yeah, I'm curious because I found it rather enjoyable.
I don't know. I think it's like, to me, it was this. I'm still stuck in like ways of like growing up and stuff. So it's like this one was all like technology, definitely creepy with the fucking eyes and the camera and shit, and like because obviously all the dolls would get
the eyes and stuff. He did that. He did that with his own
Ultron.
eyes.
It's Ultron.
No, I know. But it's like it's because obviously dealing with like dolls that you can control with your phone and all the technology of the new one, I just didn't like.
It's Ultron, bro. It's Ultron.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were still talking about it. I guess we jumped back right there.
Oh no,
I just wanted to ask Soup why he didn't like the new Child's
As far
Play.
as it goes, I choose the original, the mini series.
Yeah.
See, I was just trying to say that it was just how. Oh no, what you were saying, Dre?
Wait, what?
You say you like the original better?
The original yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
the original it had the playful makeup that you see at a child's like birthday party. You ain't seeing Bill Skarsgård show up to a birthday party.
But you would have seen him in an old fucking carnival.
Now you might.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It gives it more of a horror feel. Yeah. I was saying
old spirit.
It kind of touches more on the
thing that's scary about
with Nightmare on Elm Street.
The thing that's scary as hell is about clowns all along is the fact that they're laughing and they're always smiling. You don't know what the hell they're doing under makeup. Right. So it's like the original, the mini series. Yes, in the mini series, that was like you got a lot of that creepiness, like especially from a child's perspective compared to like the new one. I mean, I watched the first one and I watched the second one, but it's just like there was just something missing, and I think, and it definitely hurt when they did all the CGI bullshit.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's what ruined a lot of the movies. Is them adding too much technology in what we see, like the old Incredible Hulk versus the new ones.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who don't like the superhero movies.
Nobody wants to see Lou Ferrigno versus Mark
Ruffalo.
Yeah, all right.
Even
Lou Ferrigno's like 70, 80 years old, but what a lot of people say is, why would they just not get a bodybuilder and like paint him green or some shit to make it look?
That's not the Hulk.
Just paint him green.
I know it's not, but there's people who look at it because they're so used to seeing the old Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean very easily get like the Mountain from Game of Thrones to be Hulk.
See, the thing to me with movies is they're using too much CGI in all the wrong areas.
Yeah.
They're like the stuff that should be practical effects, like gore and all that stuff, should always be practical. Aliens popping out of bodies should be practical to a certain degree, because the reboot of the Thing that came out a couple years ago with all that CGI was this bullshit.
Yeah, that's what made the first remake really creepy.
So that's why
actual special effects.
It's all practical makeup and animatronics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's why I still say, if out of all remakes that's ever been done, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, is by far the best remake, hands down. Because no one even talks about the first one.
That's the first. I did for a long time.
1953, I believe.
Because nobody seen that. Everybody that's seen that is dead.
Well, no,
What?
because you can go watch it.
Apparently, Talon's seen it.
But that's why, in the same vein, that's why I liked Cult of Chucky more so than the reboot.
I can see that.
I don't know.
It gave you a little bit of explanation beforehand.
But also maybe the reason why I liked the original Chucky so much is because I used to have a My Buddy when I was a kid.
Me too. We just showed it.
And then the new Chucky just looked like a techno doll that you found at Toys R Us 10 years ago.
On the clearance aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the clearance, I beg of you. Get my punk ass sold today.
So we're going with
to a dog,
1990 Pennywise.
Yes. Tim Curry, hands down. Bill Skarsgård's a great fucking actor. Just the It version and stuff. It was just too creepy. There was no kind of innocence behind him.
I want to see him play the
No,
Joker.
because he's a huge spider. Why would there be innocence behind him?
No, if you watch the original miniseries, he turns into the huge spider more so than he does in the newer ones.
Yeah,
that was the only cheese factor about the original one, was when he turned into the spider at the end.
Well, what's cheesier than that? Doesn't he turn into a cosmic turtle or some shit?
Oh God, no!
Turtle?
In the book or something?
You're getting into the lore right there.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
I looked into it a little bit, and that shit is confusing.
In the end.
Technically, I think it's all connected to the Dark Tower series. It's wild.
Yeah, everything's connected.
Which I'm mad they failed to make, but just having read most of the first book and seen the trailers of the first movie, I could tell they fucked it up, and I see why people are mad.
You read the
Dark Tower.
The Gunslinger.
Yeah.
That's the first book.
Yeah.
What's the first book?
The Gunslinger.
What about it?
It's
For the
first book
Dark
of the
Tower
Dark Tower
series?
Yeah.
I know Liz's favorite book is Wizard in Glass. What's that book 4 or book 3?
I don't
know. I gotta finish the first book. I've had to stop and start reading it all year, but I've gotten through most of it. But
do you like it?
I'd like to get through this. Yeah, I like it. It was a little weird, some parts of it, because I'm not used to Stephen King's writing just yet. So that's more or less what I'm getting used to. But he's a very good world builder.
King's writing it evolves between books, because I read what was it, 1940 some shit. The one that book
1940
is good.
Yeah.
I think they have a miniseries about that on Hulu, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, with
I thought it was 1962 or whenever Kennedy got assassinated.
Yeah, whenever Kennedy got assassinated, but it was with James Franco, the miniseries.
1964, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's on Hulu, I believe.
Yeah, well, whatever year it was, that was a good fucking book and a good miniseries. But
so was Green Mile.
I do want to say real quick about the two It's. I feel like as far as remakes go, considering how good the original It was, the fact that they chose to make a more horror-based It, I feel like was really the only good direction for them to go. Instead of trying to recreate what was and do a replacement remake, they did more of what the Chucky remake did, which was a reimagination of just a darker, scarier It, which was done well in that context. Just kind of like they do with the Freddy Krueger. In the context of it being more horror focused, it's really good and actually better than the previous one, perhaps. But in terms of the character and the story, even, a lot of times they miss the mark when you compare them. And I feel like that happened here with these It's here. Because the movies are good, but when you compare it, it's just
It's a story saturated with fucking graphic, just fucking crazy imagery that you can't put all of that in a book legally and get a fucking rated R rating. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Did
definitely
anybody
be
watch
PG
Dune yet?
mature.
No, I
Not
really
yet.
want to though. I didn't expect to be working this week, and it kind of threw me off. I might stay up and watch it after this.
Did you watch the original?
Doom.
Yeah.
I've seen part of it. I want to rewatch it though because I know who's directing it now.
There's a new Doom out.
Yeah, it just came out Friday.
Came
on
out
HBO
like 2
Go,
days
dude.
ago.
Yeah, I had no idea. Now we're talking about the movie with The Rock, right?
No.
What?
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Hold on. You said D-U-M-E and not
Yes.
D-O-O-M. Okay, yes, we seen that.
Dune.
I was just gonna say that.
We seen it. It was a good movie. It was a good
Holy
movie.
shit! How? What? You saw it and you didn't even like? Was it good? Like
Yeah,
you didn't even recognize we were asking about it.
Because I swear to God, somebody said Doom.
Yeah, I thought you said Doom
That's
too.
right, man.
And to be honest, I didn't
Doom
see
wasn't a remake, though.
Doom.
Yeah.
I didn't see the first Doom.
Oh, okay. So you saw the remake, but you didn't see the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, go back and watch the original. The original is so fucking trippy and fucking weird.
Isn't it
Even though this
directed
one
by,
was David Lynch.
Yeah, and didn't he do Eraserhead?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so I've seen Eraserhead now, which makes me want to see Dune.
Retarded.
That movie hurts my brain.
You saw it? Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys did watch it. That fucking movie.
It hurts my brain. And what's with the baby? Anyway,
right?
If you can call it that.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand David Lynch. Because it's all.
Well, I can say I do not, and that might make the films better or worse.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we don't have too much time left in this episode, and I don't want to do a second part to this next week, so we can get into something much
So stop
scarier,
talking and get to
hopefully.
the character.
But let's get to the last slasher of the night. Let's get to the Candyman. Did anybody see the new
I didn't.
movie?
I didn't see the remake.
No.
I'll
I
say
did not, and I'm excited about it, but I have yet to see it.
Jordan Peele is a genius.
Yes.
It was a fairly scary movie.
Yeah.
I kind of
It played different on the lore, I believe.
It did, and that's where I mean I like that he modernized the lore a lot.
Yes.
But in some points it kind of doesn't make sense. But it's
I'll watch it again though.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta see it now.
We gotta.
I wanted to
again.
see it anyway.
I kind of have to spoil something for you guys.
Don't spoil it.
But
don't you fucking dare spoil
There's
something,
not one
you
of them
fucking
seen it, so
cocksucker.
don't spoil it.
Through history,
You're gonna keep
Nigga,
going.
I will leave.
I will
What
turn
are
it
you
off
doing?
right now.
Jasmine, you'd stab this motherfucker if he does something.
Everything right
Since
now.
you guys didn't see Candyman, we'll leave him out of this episode. All right?
You would really just fucking troll all of us like that?
Right, yes, he's an ass like that.
Out of all the slashers that we just mentioned, who out of all of them is the better slasher?
Jason.
Who is the more
Jason?
Probably Jason, right?
Jason's the most like
he's got
Jason
the highest
Myers
kill count
also.
too, doesn't he?
Who? Jason? Yes. But also it's like the more iconic as well is still Jason because like the hockey mask. It's recognizable around the world.
And I think it's safe to say from this episode alone, we could have probably talked the whole episode about Friday the 13th, which it almost was a whole episode of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
We could have stopped talking about the guy.
Damn, it's not by much though. Jason has 157 kills and Michael has
shit! You looked up kill counts?
140.
Yeah.
I sent you the
Michael,
meme like last week.
Because Michael got caught up
like
in this last fucking movie.
In
He
just
literally
3
had, like, over
movies,
70s.
in just 3 movies, John Wick has killed more people than slasher films.
That doesn't count.
Well, of course.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's not the same context. Unless you're talking about him as the Baba Yaga. I guess you could call that like an asterisk.
That's horror. A modern day man scared of.
I'd love to see a John Wick film where he's a horror character and it's filmed in that perspective of him coming and doing some shit. That would be kind of cool.
Where are the kills? Where are the kills?
Also, on that meme, it has death at like number 5 or something like that, even though all of them require death to get any kills. So it's like, I don't understand why death is number 1.
Jason Voorhees killed 157 people through his years, and Michael Myers only killed 140.
I said that.
So they killed.
Yeah, and you know what?
17.
And Michael Myers literally caught up to that number in the last fucking movie, especially when he kills
together,
like 12.
They killed 297 people across 20 movies.
Yeah. Ah.
Damn. All right, so let's go through it real quick.
It's a lot of people.
This is the victims of.
So you got to annotate it though. Number 1 is death, and then go from there.
Okay, number 1 is death that killed every person of all time.
Yeah, like I don't know why they put that in that picture because it doesn't really make sense.
No, I know they're coming from Final Destination, but you don't know. It still doesn't make sense.
These are the killers. I mean, the killers.
Just give it to Freddy, like I said earlier.
It's a list of 10. So this is the top 10 killers in film franchise histories.
So we're going on the same website.
Jason Voorhees, 157 kills. Michael Myers with 164 kills. Jigsaw at number 3 with 91 kills. Chucky at 74 kills. Pinhead at 59. Freddy at 42.
We got Ghostface.
Leatherface at 34. Where was Ghostface? Oh, Ghostface at 49.
You didn't even see
Freddy Krueger at 42.
Shit.
Leatherface at 34. Hannibal Lecter at 27. And Norman Bates at 18.
But we only count the ones that were shown on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Jason Voorhees. The remake and the original.
First 4 movies. 4 movies. Excluding the first.
Show that he is the greatest slasher of all time.
Actually, hearing those numbers, didn't the Iceman actually have a higher count than that? Like officially?
Yes, officially, I believe he did.
So I mean, they still don't pale to real humans.
No.
No, they don't.
Good point.
Unless if it's death.
Yeah, so this goes to show
That's
that
a real horror story.
Yeah, there you go. Real life is fucking scary. That's the real slasher film. So join us again next week. Now, boys and ghouls over here, Miss Spidey Jazz, I don't know what we're talking about next week, but it needs to be a very scary topic. I think we spoke about weren't we supposed to do Salem witches? Because next Friday we're talking to a descendant of a Salem witch.
Do what I want.
Wake up when it's lunch. I see.
Somehow he ended up home.
I probably
yes.
Because of how my breaks work, I might be able to hop in like much shorter than this week. I don't really know what's going to be like, but I'm scheduled to work. But I should be able to pop in. So hopefully I'll have.
Yes, instead of seeing Talon answer phones, we're going to see him stock boxes.
No, so that's not what I'm doing. I sell appliances now.
Well, just keep us in your pocket, and look like you're talking to yourself. That works for us.
All right.
We'll see.
A pocket break one.
No, I don't want you to do nothing that's going to get you in trouble.
Can you stop?
But listen, it's better out than in.
Disgusting.
Like I was saying, we're talking to Stephen Howley Martin. It's going to be the best interview I've had so far because it's Halloween based, and it is a couple days before Halloween. He's coming to promote his newest book, The Witch of Amesbury.
Wow.
Monarch of an advertising dynasty is what he calls himself. And like I said, he is the direct descendant of one of the Salem witches. So why don't we just do the whole Salem witch hunt next week?
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sounds good. We talked about people killing people. Fantasy killing people. We're going to talk about the horrors that is real life and how they slaughtered people in these Salem witch trials. But it wasn't just in Salem. It was throughout time that witches were, women were killed. And
throughout time and space.
Yeah, time and space. There's space witches.
Watch Doctor Who, you'll know.
No, I don't watch that stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. And remember, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. So don't go to sleep tonight.
Fuck that. Have a good night,
5, 6, 7, lock your door.
Bye-bye.
Jason Voorhees is the greatest slasher of all time, bitches.
Yep.
Scary
Jason
Terry.
all the way.
We all fighting for the last line. You see that?
Yeah,
See that? Click it off, Jay. Just click it off.
Oh, that's a scary face.
Pew, 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 pew.
No, the scary face is what we've just seen.
Oh, wait, hold on. Don't
Yeah,
do
let
that.
Dre back in before we get out of here.
Bam, there you
Dre,
go.
say bye.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
Bye to all the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to